Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to House of Footy. It's your boy Ray, and with me, I've got a full house tonight. Welcome, Mac
Good evening.
and Gio.
What is good, everyone?
Because it is the holiday season, we thought we'd do something a little different today. The holiday season is the gift of giving season, so we're going to go across the Premier League and also some places in Europe and hypothetically give teams what they need to become the best versions of themselves. Before we get into it, don't forget to follow us on our social medias, both on X and Instagram. Our handle is at @house_of_footy. Also, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to us. We are on both Spotify and YouTube. And lastly, feel free to get in touch with us via email. We love hearing from you guys, and we want you guys getting involved. Our email is houseoffooty@hotmail.com. But yeah, like we said, we are all about giving, and we're going to go around and give a team in the Premier League or across Europe something that they need to make themselves better. It can be a player. We can take away a player or a scenario, for example. None of their players get injured. Anything you can think of that will help this team. And then also give you a reasoning for what that is. And so we're going to start off with Mac, then Gio, and then myself. But Mac, take it away. What's your first gift?
So I'm going to start off in a little bit backhanded way, and I'm going to take your premise and twist it just a little teensy bit. So I apologize. It's going kind of maybe outside the realm of what you think about. I'm actually going to give my gift to Newcastle fans. And I think my gift for Newcastle fans should be a promo code for Bet365. Because Sandro Tonali was doing the bending and he screwed you guys over. Because right now your team needs help and he was supposed to be that help. But he decided instead to gamble his money away. I initially thought, you know what, maybe can I get a doctor? And I started to look, the greatest fictional doctors of all time, like Gregory House from the House TV show, Jack Shepherd from Lost, or any list of fun characters from Grey's Anatomy. They can take them, because Newcastle needs the help with the amount of injuries that they have. I think right now, of their main squad, which generally consists of, for most teams, between, let's say, 24 to 36 players, they have 13 injuries and suspensions combined. And that's right now. And this is the getting better scenario. So initially, I thought that. But let's be realistic here. They're already broken and battered. How much is the doctor really going to help? Just going to diagnose them, not going to solve the solution, not going to give a solution there. So instead, I think the fans deserve a promo code just so they can start betting on the games, have a little bit more fun, and partake in the Premier League season, because this is their Champions League season done. The Carabao Cup run is done. At least they can gamble a little bit and get something out of the season, hopefully. So that was my first holiday gift, is to, again, discount promo code, whatever it is. You two both might be familiar more so than me on how that may work. But again, I think that could be fun for Newcastle fans and bring joy to their holidays.
Very much on brand, I think. Not that we here at House of Footy condone gambling and betting, but no, it's a great shout. If they do have some type of promotion going on, I would love to get involved. But that's on a side note. But yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that gift, and very much, like I said, on brand with their I guess sponsorship. What do you guys think?
Sorry. Yo.
Okay. Well, that being said, Newcastle, they hopefully they can turn things around in the coming weeks after maybe the holiday break. Maybe with this promotion code, maybe they can get some revenue and then invest in some of the potential invest signings coming up in January. What do you think, Mac?
That's the problem I have, is because I can make this joke now about Newcastle. It's like, oh, ha ha ha. They're one of the teams that kind of been screwed over in this current situation. And they're a team a lot of people like to bag on, similar to Tottenham, as bottlers, because they haven't won a trophy since 1969. Great year. But since then, they've done nothing. They've bottled, broken, and not really done anything since then. But that is going to come to an end soon. It's not a matter of if, but when, and how much money can be invested. So again, in the meantime, let's bring a little bit joy to the fans. Let's bring joy to other people so they get to laugh at Newcastle. Because again, it's going to end. But in the meantime, let's on their behalf, let's take the piss a little bit for them. They can smile because they know it's going to get better too, and gamble some money away so everyone wins.
Okay. Well, in that case, then, Joe, go ahead.
Just a quick thing. You think Newcastle will do a little more extensive research on their signings prior to signing them now, or maybe the gift of a private investigator would be more, more along the lines of what they need. But No, I like the Bet365.
What they should do is like their sponsorship should be like some gambling website, so they can like we're really like, hey, we'll give you a discount on the sponsorship that you have to give us if you give us who is betting on your site, so we know before we sign the player. You know what I mean? Like again, they could have circumvented the whole situation if they had the right contacts at websites like this for sure.
Completely right. Completely right. Okay. Well, great first gift. Gio, how about your first gift?
So Mac started off in England. Let's head over to Spain. Mac actually kind of read my mind a little. I wanted to help them. You know, maybe a fictional doctor, maybe not a fictional doctor, but I will give the gift of health to Real Madrid because boy, do they need it. In particular, Arda Güler. That guy, I don't think he has a healthy bone in his body. But God forbid anything else happens to him. Obviously, David Alaba recently going down. Partial tear in the ACL. And you just gotta do everything in their power to keep that Wonderboy Jude Bellingham safe. So I give the gift of health to Real Madrid. Did they need to hire the best doctors in the world? Or someone along the lines of a Gregory House that can fix all things or is known to fix all things and to figure out all things. So yeah, they need it if they want to beat this Girona side and to win another La Liga title.
Oh yeah, no, great shout. With the injuries that they've gotten recently, yeah, Real Madrid. I'll be very surprised if they don't go out in January and make a splash in the market. Even though Carlo Ancelotti, I think today just came out and said, Tchouaméni has been great for us in center defensive mid. He can also maybe play center back, and I think that might unfortunately be a short-term solution to sort of fit everyone in that midfield in that team. If you need to have him on the pitch, but you also need another position being filled. So yeah, no, I very much agree with that gift, Gio.
I think that might be a little bit too nice to Carlo Ancelotti because he seems very confused about the difference between Tchouaméni and Camavinga. If you had seen, he doesn't know who's who, probably because he doesn't know which one's playing in what position. So again, fair there. I think personally, maybe it's just my bias. I know you're both Real Madrid fans, so I have to take the other position. Real Madrid get enough gifts. They have too much positivity. They got Jude Bellingham. You don't get anything for the next couple of years. Be happy. You've already have enough. Enjoy what you have. If anything, I would give like the reverse gift. Like, do you know in Family Guy, there's like death that just hangs around and like causes problems every once in a while. They need like death. Just again, this is what they deserve. They get enough goodness. They need a little bit of karma has to equal out some way. So again, this is only fair. Again, I would take and. Maybe in my perspective, I would take, a torn ACL in Zinchenko if I got you Bellingham last summer. Like, that's fine. It's gravy. I'll take it. In fact, I'll help cause the injury, is what it is. But if anything, what I don't think Real Madrid should do is sign the doctors from Barca or whoever worked on Dembele. Those are the if you were to rank doctors or we did a draft of doctors in world football, they're last. Like, you don't touch them. So if you were going to work on giving gifts to Real Madrid and giving them the gifts of health, don't look at your closest rivals right now. They're no help.
I completely agree on that. But in that case, let me move on to my gift, which is very similar to Gio's gift as well, actually, and it's regarding injuries. And you guys might be surprised about this, but honestly, one of the players that I rated very, very highly going into the season, that's actually Chelsea captain Reece James. Unfortunate for him, as you guys know, he's been dealing with injuries, and I think it just came out today that he had to undergo surgery. He'll be out until it looks like April with a hamstring injury, so not looking likely he will be featuring for England in the Euros. And of course, short-term wise, his team, Chelsea, are battling with trying to get as many points as possible, and just reading out their goal difference right now, it's at a goal difference of 26 goals conceded, and it was supposed to be a great sort of transitional season for him. He was going to come in and captain the team, be integral to that back line, but unfortunately, he's missed quite a lot of games actually so far this season. Their back line has looked very, very shaky, and I'm not saying that he's the main sort of solution to this problem, but I think if they had a presence there, like an ever presence, maybe the likes of Azpilicueta previously, you have someone that you can rely on, but for him, it just hasn't gone down that way. And Mac, maybe for you, more competition for that right back position for England, and that ultimately, of course, makes it a better for all players involved. But yeah, my gift would be maybe James Milner's legs. Just looked it up here. 1,000 career appearances for James Milner. If he could get some of those hamstrings for Reece James, maybe that could help him in the long term. But yeah, that's my first gift for Chelsea, and more specifically for Reece James to hopefully get well soon and avoid injuries moving forward. But yeah, that's my first gift. What do you guys think?
I like that gift. I think it's very positive for Chelsea fans. They do need a little bit of sunshine because they've definitely been under some cloudy weather recently. However, I don't necessarily think that's a gift for Reece James. I think that's a little bit more of a punishment because that means he has to play for this Chelsea team. And that's just like, I don't know. Do you know, again, we always joke about like players taking getting that yellow card or the red card right before the holidays so they get the extended break. I think if we talk about the surgery, it probably was an elective surgery. It's like, if I could miss the next couple months of these games, I'll take the chance, he's still under contract. There's going to be no problem. He's not going to lose his position. So I think your gift might be a little bit of a little bit stab in the back of Reece James, but I think that's very positive for Chelsea fans, and they do need a little bit of something over the holiday season. Otherwise, because the rest of the year is not going to look great. They need some sort of positivity.
Exactly right. In that case, then let's move on to your second gift, then Mac.
This gift is selfish, 100%. I'll be completely honest with both of you, okay? All my cards on the table. I think you know what I'm going to go do with this gift, and it's definitely for a team that maybe I think I get pigeonholed to support. It is what it is. I'm an Arsenal fan. That's what you guys say, not me. Quote. But the gift I'm going to give Arsenal is Ivan Toney. Not because I actually think Ivan Toney is going to do well. But the reason why is because then Arsenal can get rid of Eddie Nketiah once and for all, no longer need on the team. Sayonara, see you no more. Don't want to see you again. Like, he's wearing Thierry Henry's jersey, and over the last 3 years in 51, almost 70 games, he scored 14 goals. Like, it's just not it. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. It is what it is. That's fine. I think if Arsenal are going to compete for the title, they're one of the few teams that need to sign something in January. I think their separator is that striker position. And Ivan Toney can be that guy, potentially. However, if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't necessarily rate as highly Ivan Toney as some other people do. In terms of goals he scored in the Premier League, he's done very, very well, I would say. A lot of them have been from the penalty spot, though, I'll be honest with you. And since he hasn't played recently, it kind of feels like, I don't know about you guys, but do you guys remember, and I know we always do the comparison to basketball, but like Enes Kanter in his draft or Dante Exum in their draft, where no one actually saw them. They were just like out in the ether, and the hype around them built and built and built. So they thought they were really good players because no one really saw them play. And it kind of feels like as Ivan Toney's not playing, his hype level's increasing, which doesn't make sense for me because he's not actually playing. So people are like, oh, he's a great striker. Really? So how many games is he really going to start for England? Like, this is not, again, he's playing against Harry Kane. That's fair. Why has no other team, really big team, come out to sign him? No one, really. So is he that guy? Maybe, but I can guarantee one thing. He's better than Eddie Nketiah. And he's probably going to score more goals than Gabriel Jesus. So selfishly, gift for me, Ivan Toney, bye-bye Nketiah.
You know what? Unfortunate for Eddie Nketiah, but I think you're right with that shout. Arsenal in a title-winning team, I feel like they are missing that sort of X factor up front, and definitely any type of improvement over Nketiah, I think, would be, great for their chances in the long run. So yeah, I like that shout.
Anytime Arsenal gets better, I don't like it, but they are screaming for a new striker. Nketiah, I know Mac on and off about him, even though he has scored some.
Whoa! Oh, off. Don't say on and off. Don't say on and off. Off.
Many big goals for Arsenal. But hey, I think he's underappreciated. But yeah, no, if they can get a striker, that'll definitely make the league that much more interesting. It'll definitely put the pressure on Man City, that's for sure.
I want to toss something right back at you as you go, because I cannot take this slander anymore. You think he's underrated? Would you take him over Martial at Manchester United?
Yes.
You're crazy. He's crazy. Ray, come on. Make sense. How does this boy make some sense? So what are you talking about? Like, neither Neither one of them
For a
should be
fresh
anywhere.
face, I would take a gamble on Ketia because
I would
obviously the
do
Martial
that
project
one for a
hasn't
trade.
worked.
I'll take Martial over Nketiah every day of the week and twice on Sunday. There's
Yeah,
not even
but
close. It's not even close.
but Martial would work because he is joining a better team.
But that doesn't mean Nketiah is good. So with that logic, Nketiah is going to go to a worse team with no service and still be ass.
No,
Wow.
he'll score goals.
He would bag goals for like Brighton as a backup
Yeah.
striker for like Evan. Like if Evan Ferguson ever left and he went to Nketiah, I think he's like could be that type of player. Or in a swap for Tony, maybe he's their backup striker. Cool, but he's there's levels and he's not this level. And he's wearing number 14. Stop it.
For me, Nketiah, it sounds like a player. Of course, no disrespect to him, but it feels like he was a perfect Arsenal player for their dark ages. You know, when the period between, of course, when Arsene Wenger was leaving and they're going through that transitional period, that player screams out that period of time for Arsenal for me. It's just at this time, it's moved on from him, and Arsenal I think should move on from him. But yeah, no, I mean, I see where Gio's coming from as well, taking a new player rather than Anthony Martial. But I don't think Gio necessarily rates Nketiah as, you know, a world beater for sure. But anyways, let's move on, Gio, to your second gift. If you have that ready for us, what's your second gift, Gio?
My second gift, since we're all giving gifts to, our biased teams, I have a gift for that team, and that's obviously Manchester United. Because I like to get the rest of the world involved. We're gonna head over to Germany, and take a player there. As Ray is making that face, I think he already knows where I'm going. I'm going to Leverkusen, and I'm taking Florian Wirtz to Manchester United because that would be, to me at this point, that would be a dream signing. I just think he has so much potential. Granted, he has had the injuries he has had such early on into his career, but I think the way he's bounced back shows obviously his drive and mentality, to play the game and to be successful in the game, and just his ability is phenomenal. I think if he were to pair with Bruno, I think he would make Bruno better, and Bruno can potentially make him better. But yeah, just going forward offensively, I think he's very, very talented, and I would love to have him play for Manchester United one day.
Great shout. Very, very actually similar to my shout later on, which will come for Bayer Leverkusen. But I do like that shout. That is a player that Gio and I are very high on, so I'm excited to see if he does make a move to the Premier League in the near future.
Which will probably end up at Liverpool, though.
Oh, don't get me excited. Don't get me excited. In that case, then let me move on to my second gift as well. I'm going to bring it back a little bit to the Premier League and actually not going to go to one of the top teams. I'm going to go with one of the teams that are relegated up, battling for relegation this season, and I'm going to go to Luton Town. Firstly, side note, of course, over the weekend they did play Bournemouth and their captain went down following a cardiac arrest. Wish him the best, and of course, wish him to get a full recovery and be back on the pitch as soon as possible. But my main gift for Luton Town as a group and as a club would be those three results they got against Liverpool, Arsenal, and City. Unfortunately, they lost, I think, all by 1-goal margins. I would like them, if I had a gift... actually, no, they tied Liverpool at home. For them, I think we can all agree they are going to get relegated this season. They're here for a good time. Their stadium can fit under 12,000 people in terms of capacity. So anytime, those fans are able to go into the stadium and experience a Premier League game, it's going to be huge for them. So I wish that they could get those results back and actually turn those home matches against Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City into wins. That means Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City will suffer a loss, so it will sort of cancel out up top there. They don't really lose anything, but for the fans, they're sort of first time back in the Premier League, or first time back in sort of the top division. Good time beating those big teams that they're looking forward to play whenever the season starts. I wish that those results went a different way for them and they got eventually those wins. So Yeah, my second gift. Of course, we kind of all agree that they're going to get relegated, so might as well have a good time and get the crowd something to cheer about. What do you guys think?
I think that's a very nice gift, a very generous gift, a very out, pointless gift in some ways. I apologize because again, it's you're just giving them that good night of celebration and that memory, you know. Like let's be real, not as I say. I think it's too much. Each of them they deserve 1 point each, and that's just take it and leave it. You know, as good as it's going to get for them. I'll be honest. But again, very nice, very thoughtful considering the circumstances. Much nicer than I would ever be. But I'm more of a Grinch, you know. So it is what it is.
Hon- Honestly, to that, because we did obviously as a collective spend time watching the documentary on Wrexham, and just seeing how passionate the fans can get in like lower league football.
Yeah.
That's a great shout. It is a heartwarming story. So for them to even come up to the Premier League, to have under 12,000 fans, packed every single game, is just nice to see, and for them to get wins, which is hard to come by, and to just to see the reaction from the fans is absolutely crazy, and pretty much what we kind of live for in terms of like footballing fans being athletes and things of that nature. Yeah, no, I hope going into the new year they get a couple more wins so we can kind of see those reactions from those fans.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, we're gonna take a break here, guys. We'll be right back with some more of our gift giving. So stay with us, guys. Welcome back to House of Footy, guys. We are gonna continue our podcast for our gift giving, and of course, we're gonna continue with our gifts that may not necessarily be just gifts. We could also play sort of the other role, playing the role of the Grinch, and take away something from teams or players, so that ultimately the result is positive. But we'll leave it up to our co-host, of course, for interpretation on that. But Matt, continuing that, can you give us your third gift?
So I want to be able to make sure I did talk about this team in a holiday gift giving fashion, and there was two different ways I was going to go about it. So I'm going to smuggle an answer inside of another one as I explain my thought process. So my gift, again, I'm all about the fans. You guys know me. I love the fans. My gift is for Manchester United fans this time around, and it's the DVD collection of the 2012-2013 season, the last time they won the Premier League. Because I feel like it's been a rough time more recently for you guys, and you guys need a little bit of to lift your spirits and feel better, you know. And I think having the nostalgia of last winning the trophy in it's going to be more than a decade. I think we can kind of lock that in. We can place that bet. I think you guys can lock it in. They're not going to win it this year. It's been a rough decade in the Premier League, and situations as it is, either Manchester City are going to win 4 in a row, which beats Fergie. Liverpool are going to tie you in terms of titles, which is not great, or Arsenal are now going to win the Premier League more recently than Manchester United. It is a lose-lose situation right now for Manchester United fans. So in terms of positivity, I want to be able to help them out, go back, celebrate, be nostalgic. The other way I was going to go about it is for the people that may have seen Men in Black, do you know the thing that like wipes people's memories? I was like, can we do that to Manchester United fans for the last 10 years? So like, let's just wipe it. Let's pretend nothing happened. The last 10 years, they were lost to the ether. We lost the records, and nothing happened. Don't worry about it. It's calm. Everything's great. And just kind of refresh with the new ownership coming in and see what can happen then. But instead, I felt like that I don't want to take away these memories, because the dark days are what make the positive days better. No? So I think as for Manchester United fans, the DVD collection of the 2012-2013 season, I think that'll do wonders.
Okay. Very, yeah. Throwing it back, nostalgia to better times. Of course, that's what a lot of us do when things are not going our way. Look back on how things were going before. Gio,
Fair shout. No, fair shout. I would just be a little bit more hurt if the last time I won the Premier League was 03-04. So,
Good shots.
so like we're
that's good.
talking
Hey.
time and numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So
Fair. But that could you. This might be the last year you could say that. That's the scary part for you.
I know which bad. But hey, if the cycle restarts, can I be too mad? The answer is no. But hey, I love that season because a former Arsenal player, definitely took us over the
Absolutely
the brink there. So
You're welcome.
I greatly appreciate that season.
Did you guys see Mourinho's comments on who's going to win the Premier League season this year? Where he's like, I think was it 51% Man City, 49% Liverpool, Arsenal. Nah. The look of disgust on his face was jokes. Absolute perfect bands, love it.
Mourinho is always there to give us those types of moments, and that's why we love him. Even when he's far away in Roma, doing his best to maybe get them into European competitions, he's gonna give us those one-liners that are just gonna blow up online everywhere. But great shout, Mac. Let's hear from Gio. Your third gift, Gio. What would that be?
Yeah, so my third gift, slightly backhanded, but slightly not backhanded, because I'm tired of the disrespect that Chelsea is giving this player, and he deserves more. He deserves more. He does not deserve this disrespect. And it's their co-captain, Mr. Conor Gallagher. And the gift to him is a transfer out of Chelsea because he does not deserve the slander and disrespect that he's been getting. And just overall, his play, I think, has been quite quite good. Not to his counterparts though. His counterparts, the amount of money they've spent on Enzo Fernandez, has not proven otherwise. Or the Caicedos, of the world. But yeah, no, just the lack of attention he gets, the lack of respect he gets. I think he deserves to be playing better football elsewhere, as he was in Crystal Palace prior to coming back to Chelsea and wanting to earn a spot. And to be fair, he is very deserving of the starting spots he gets week in, week out. But I think just a change of scenery, I think, will be great for him and for him to continue to grow his game, because it's definitely not going to be at Chelsea.
Crystal Palace, at the time that Conor Gallagher had at Crystal Palace, of course, we were all, I think, very, very impressed. And we thought, you know what, maybe a move away to maybe, no disrespect to Crystal Palace, a lower tabled Premier League team would be great for sort of to kickstart his career. Maybe what he did is instead he said, yeah, I'll stay with a mid-table team, and I'll stay with Chelsea and hopefully get my name out there and maybe make it to a top 6 club in the future. But no, I agree. It'll be interesting to see if they do make a move to fill in that position with a big star name, with which will pave sort of the way for Conor Gallagher to either stay and fight for his spot, or maybe he'll decide to move like we sort of expect. So that's a great shout. We'll see what happens there. Let me then give you guys my third gift. And to preface it then, let me ask you guys, do you guys know where Dele Alli is playing his current football?
Ooh, Turkey. I'm going to guess Turkey. It's like, yeah, isn't it?
Besiktas? Or did he get kicked off the team?
Great shot, guys. Let me see. Where did he play? Actually, I don't remember exactly where he played, but he was in Turkey last season. He's currently employed by Everton Football Club, and is because I was looking at Everton. My gift is for Everton, but I was looking at Everton and his name popped up, so I just want to bring that out. So part of my gift would be, hopefully, because it says here now he's returned to full training, and what a way to make a return to the Premier League than to come into this Everton team and do essentially what Ross Barkley is doing at Luton Town. Maybe just come up with huge performances and drag this team up. But ultimately, my gift for Everton this year is to have that 10-point fine or penalty revoked. If that is the case, they do find themselves right now 16 points in the Premier League. That'll bring them up to 26 points, a point behind West Ham and Brighton in 9th and 8th, and then 2 points behind Man U in 7th. So if they could get that revoked, continue their run of form, and maybe push on for a European spot at the end of the season, that would be amazing. And I think we're all kind of, even though I'm a Liverpool fan, and a lot of people will think Liverpool fans really don't like Everton, I do have a soft spot for Everton, and I think that would be a great sort of fairy tale story. They went from almost getting relegated for a number of seasons, being everyone's sort of team to beat, down there to maybe even pushing for a European spot if they get that 10-point reduction overturned. So that's my gift. I hope that works out for them. And hey, Dele Alli, I still have some hope for him. Maybe he'll come back into the Premier League and make a name for himself the second time coming. He's only 27 years old from Wikipedia, so could still be entering. He's entering his prime year, so maybe it could happen. Yeah, Everton guys, what are you guys' thoughts?
I love that. And for me, I was a huge Dele Alli fan. And it was tough watching how his career kind of broke down, going all the way from back to, I think it's the Amazon documentary, went behind the scenes at Tottenham with Jose Mourinho talking about like how life flashes. And he's 27. I remember when he was breaking out, coming onto the scene, 18, 19 years old and taking the Premier League by storm. So I would love to see him get back to that form, have that positive feeling and what he could do for Everton in terms of what they're building. Would be amazing, and it would be hilarious to see if that 10-point reduction gets revoked, and then they just leapfrog all these other teams that have been pining for these spots. It would be a absolute peak Premier League.
It would definitely be cinema.
Yes.
Sorry guys, I definitely love a comeback story. So Dele Alli, if you're listening for whatever reason, and this comes across to your phone or Instagram, good luck to you, brother. Good luck to you.
I got to bring Kim Kardashian into this. Oh god damn. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
It's crazy because it used to be Kane, Son, and Ali. That was sort of like their essential big three at Spurs years ago. Of course, now it's different. But anyways, let's move on then. Matt, could you give us your fourth gift?
So again, I have two here that I really want to do. So I'm going to quick fire one. I promise you it'll be quick. It's the simplest gift of all time. I wish Darwin Núñez the gift of a first touch. I think that's the easiest, lowest hanging fruit anyone could do in terms of we're helping out teams or individual players across the Premier League. But I'm just going to sideline that. I think we all could be on the same page. We need like fairy dust sprinkling over his boots in the training room, and then suddenly everything will work well. However, the real gift I want to focus on, again, I've had a theme of more like backhanded gifts. I shall continue the theme. It's the gift of karma, and not karma at the Brass Rail downtown in Toronto, but karma for Manchester City with their points reduction. I can't wait to see how those fines are going to come out for them. I need that information now. This is not for Man City. This is the gift for everybody else. Let's let the equalization of football happen. Let's bring the Golden City down and let everyone else have a fair shot at things and see what consequences could be laid against this team. Do they take titles away? Do they take points? Do they get relegated? I don't know. I want any of it. I want all of it. All of it will be fun. All will be perfect for us as podcast hosts that we get to talk about it. Is like, oh, instead of 50 points, they should have got 100 points reduction. What do you think about that? That'd be a great time. I think we would have a fun couple of weeks of doing that podcast. So it's even a gift for us. So I need that verdict now. I need that tomorrow. I need that as soon as possible. And I think every football fan is excited to see what will happen. It's unfortunate if you are employed by Manchester City. I'm sorry. It kind of, the comparison to me is like, if you do work for the Empire in Star Wars, you kind of got what's coming to you. It's not, it is what it is. You could have worked somewhere else. It's not your fault. It is your fault. Sorry. So again, that's the gift what I want. And again, more selfish to me, but also I think everyone else other than City fans would enjoy it as well.
I think that's a great shout. It's a gift for all of us, all clubs in the Premier League. There's going to be a lot of talk about other teams potentially getting other Premier Leagues awarded to them in the meantime. So great shout on that. And of course, tying it to sort of my last gift as well. One of the pieces that I loved about the Everton when they were sort of getting hit with that points reduction was we hope that we're going to fight for, equal punishments for all teams, of course, alluding to Manchester City. So that's going to be amazing to see when that happens. And I'm excited to see what the outcome is.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for Man City to kind of cough up the title that Jose was so deserving of. If for whatever reason that does get reversed, Jose, Manchester owes you a lot.
Yes.
And one, an apology. Two, money compensation. And three, wait, would that mean Pogba would be a Premier League champion?
Technically, yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Get my boy a Premier League title, because that guy is going through it too. So I think we all need to pick me up. So that would be fantastic.
I think even what the peak part for me would be is that depending on how many relegations they get, and if Wrexham does get promoted, let's say if they meet in EFL 1, season 3 of Welcome to Wrexham is going to be a banger. You know what I mean? Like, like just those two teams, Ryan Reynolds versus, the Middle East. Who's going to win? It'll be jokes. It'll be absolute peak TV.
And then also the production of them going to like MK Dons down the street and then the Etihad for an away game. That would be crazy too. So great shout, great shout. Jill, what is your fourth gift?
My gift is okay. So my last gift is a big shot to Spurs fans. It's a shot to Spurs fans. You guys aren't understanding.
On brand.
Gift for somebody else. Because I went back to Germany.
I thought the holiday spirit was amongst us, like at that moment. But Gio took it away too. Sorry.
No. Still cold for Spurs. But my gift to a former Spurs player is a Mr. Harry Kane, and I hope, for whatever reason, Bayern Munich wins the Champions League. There and then will Harry Kane finally get to lift the trophy. I didn't want to say Bundesliga because I want Bayern Leverkusen to win the Bundesliga at least, just because I'm tired of Bayern Munich winning that. But for Bayern to lift the Champions League, I'm more okay with that. Frankly enough, would not lose an ounce of sleep. So if they could win that and give Harry Kane his first real trophy instead of an Audi Cup, whatever they call that shit, then that would be a very Merry Christmas.
Very, very Merry Christmas as well. Yeah, no, very on brand, like you said, Mag, about Gio. Wishing that upon Spurs, which, you know what, is not inconceivable. Bayern are still in the Champions League, and of course, I can't remember who they drew. I can't remember who they drew in the next phase, but very, very much one of the favorites to win that competition. And again, the joke that Spurs never really win anything, don't look likely that they'll win something this year. We'll see what happens for Bayern. And I guess on that note, my gift is kind of tied to your sort of fourth gift there. And you mentioned Leverkusen earlier. I'm going to go back to them, of course, now. And it's kind of against your gift, Gio, in the sense that my gift for Bayer Leverkusen is that they have essentially a transfer ban, not a transfer ban for them to not be able to sign players, a transfer ban in the sense that they shouldn't be able to sell any players. And what I mean by that is hopefully they can keep their players. Of course, they have a great start to the season. 13 wins, 3 draws, unbeaten in the Bundesliga, 46 goals for, 12 goals against. Boniface, Florian Wirtz, killing it over there. Of course, their wide backs as well, Grimaldo and Frimpong as well, killing it. They've won so many games so far this season. They've already made it through to the next Europa League round as well. And ultimately as well, Xabi Alonso is doing a great job there. He'll be included in my wish. I think it's too early for him to make a big move to maybe even Bayern Munich, Liverpool, or Real Madrid. Maybe he gets another season with Leverkusen or somewhere else. That's that equivalent to what Erling Haaland did with RB Salzburg, moved to Borussia Dortmund, and then moved to Manchester City. I wish he has another step, or just to stay at Leverkusen for another year so that he can go through and gain some more experience before he ultimately makes that big move. But ultimately for Bayer Leverkusen, they've had a great season. I do hope that they can go all the way for the Bundesliga and challenge Bayern Munich. So yeah, that's my gift. So hopefully that they are able to keep most of the players, because it screams like very much like those title winning seasons like Leicester, where everyone came for Conte and Mars immediately after they won. It's going to happen to Leverkusen, so I hope that they're able to keep their players. What do you guys think? What do you guys think so far about Leverkusen?
I think I love that take, and I think that the reverse transfer ban, where you're not allowed to sell anybody, should not just be extended to the players, but also the manager. I think Xabi Alonso should stay. They shouldn't be taken, because if he makes the early move to a bigger club and it doesn't go well, then I think that can kind of snowball his career. he needs more time to broaden his base, more experience by staying with a younger group like this and building them out and kind of giving more proof in the pudding. Where if teams next season start to adjust how they play, can he go find that next tweak and continue to be a progressive manager and evolving with the time versus kind of more of a one season wonder? So I think that's important. Where it can be continual along there. So I love that gift. Kind of in some way, it's a punishment to everybody else, but a gift to the fans of Bayer Leverkusen, as well as the players. Because I think the unity there is another key piece, is where a lot of the players have come up together, kind of been able to play together for a couple of years now. And it seems like this is their, not the final evolution of them as a unit, because maybe they can push on to win a Bundesliga title potentially. But definitely something that they can still have room to improve on. And by at least another year, it allows that room to grow for manager and players alike.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they do have a good season and then win the Bundesliga, and then that would drive their value. And then if that ban does come into effect, which I hope it does, maybe Florian Wirtz doesn't have that good of a rebound season after the title, and then teams get it for a cheaper price, because after a championship or after a title, value is going to be sky high. Not a bad shout for Bayer, for Leverkusen to make all the money that they can, but they definitely want to compete, because I think I speak for all fans, that the Bundesliga has been very one-sided and has kind of gotten boring at this point. But yeah, to see teams actually now competing for the title, and it's not just a one-horse race, it just brings the joy back into watching football around the world, not just the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly it. But yeah, those were our gifts, guys. Gift giving season is upon us, and so those were sort of our gifts to the Premier League and some clubs outside of the Premier League as well. So this concludes our podcast for today. If you guys like what you heard, please like and subscribe to us on our social medias. That's at @houseof_footy. If you have any comments, suggestions, or general banter, get in touch with us via email as well, houseoffooty@hotmail.com. You hear from us probably early next week. We're going to be reviewing the matches from this weekend's Premier League, and of course giving you all of our updates on that. But until then, thank you, Mac, for joining us tonight.
If you guys want to give us a gift, hit the follow, sub, all that goodness. Help us out. We're being nice to you. Help us out.
Exactly it. Gio, thank you for joining us.
Free my boy Gallagher.
See you guys soon.